Hey, what's up, y'all? We are back. Yes, we are back. I know I've been gone for a minute. Did you guys miss me? Nah, you ain't miss me. You ain't miss me. I know it took a while for me to find my footing again, but honestly, I'm still trying to make my way back. But we're not gonna talk about that today. We here to talk about some toys. Quick disclaimer, I'm not gonna talk your ear off. As usual, I'm always trying to improve the quality of my content. My audio might come in a little bit janky. I hope it sounds alright. I do have a replacement microphone on the way. So I'm only gonna be mentioning 6 figures for this countdown. Even though I spent way too much money on action figures this year, I was actually pretty smart about which female figures I bought. So when I say most disappointing, I mean if I was your daddy, I still love you, but I wish you wouldn't have did that. And lastly, there will be no honorable mentions for this countdown. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Starting off the countdown, we can start it off with a character from an anime I very much enjoy, but for some reason their figures have been lacking consistently. At the number 6 spot, we have your SH Figuarts Romance Dawn One Piece Nami. Now, before anyone gets bent out of shape, I would like to remind you, I do enjoy these figures. And Nami, she's decent. I mean, she looks kind of plastic-like compared to Luffy, and she could have used more shading. I mean, I guess you could argue that's accurate to the anime, and then also there's a price to consider as well. Aside from her not coming with any energy effects, my only issue with her, she can't look up, and they use double joints for the elbows, but they didn't use double joints for the knees. Now, I don't know if they're trying to pull a Marvel Legends on us, where they give us a lesser version and then come back later to make money, but don't do that. If you don't go too crazy with her posing, she will suffice, but that's not enough, and that's why she's making number 6. At the number 5 spot, we have a figure I was very much so excited to get in my hands. I love playing as her, love putting her on my team when I'm jumping on the foe. Body like a 10, face like a foe. We have the Storm Collectibles, Mai Shiranui. I mean, okay, she probably like a 6, a little strong 5. I love Storm Collectibles. They almost knocked it out the park with this figure. Vibrant colors, her accessories, that fire effect, man, I'm tempted to get 2 figures just to have that. You can get some really cool crossplay with that effect, and they did indeed put a swivel at those ankles, unlike they did with Blue Mary, which broke my heart. The fact that Storm Collectibles was doing yet another female from King of Fighters, I was ecstatic, especially that it's Mai Shiranui, one of the most popular females. I mean, she probably like the staple. So yeah, I was anxious, but getting this figure in hand, I found myself thinking, dang, I wish the face sculpts were just a little stronger. They look soft, reminds me of like a Revoltech on top of a Storm Collectibles body. Also, unfortunately, I'm still dealing with a lot of paint rub issues. I do wish her ab crunch was deeper. It's almost non-existent, and also I wish her thigh swivel was a little more pronounced. But overall, this is definitely a solid figure. Coming in at number 4, we have a figure I'm sure has popped up on a couple people's different countdown, and soft goods is always welcome. We have the Buzz Mod Nier Automata 2B. And I got the SH Figuarts version around the same time, which ultimately beat her out in my comparison video. Link in the description below. But where this figure excels is definitely the look. I mean, don't get me wrong, she still moves pretty good, but it's the skirt. I love what they did with those soft goods and the overall finish to this figure. Plus, she looks more game accurate. But for me, the iceberg that sank the ship is the fact they did not put a rocker at the ankles. I mean, who does that? That's some Revenge of the Tar type stuff right there.
What? I wouldn't do that shit.
So naturally, you can't get really dynamic with her balancing issues, and before they shipped it out, they spit on it when they didn't include a stand. Plus, she's kind of short.
I wouldn't do that.
The more I mess with her though, the more I like her. I mean, she does look really gorgeous, and I do appreciate the fact they included some swap out knee parts, because originally she couldn't get her knees to crouch that low. Surprisingly, her engineering didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. Her ankles, coupled with the price and what she comes with, landed her on my spot for most disappointing female figures of 2024. Coming in at number 3 on the countdown, we have a figure I don't know much about from a company I don't know much about. We have the Pop Toys Bangello Series Wave 4 Fat Sister. Now, I'll start with saying what made me buy this figure. She looks like she's from a cartoon, a World War II cartoon or something. Maybe she could have been in American Pie. Nah, she would have been in Euro Trip, but she comes with a couple guns and this little health accessory, and I really like her clothes. So yeah, it was a no-brainer for stop motion. Getting this figure in hand, I wasn't expecting her to be able to put her legs behind her neck or anything, but I was surprised to see just how limited her articulation really was. Her ankle movement is actually not that good. I don't like her neck setup, and then her weapon accessories were kind of small for her hands. Oh, and I forgot, she doesn't appear to have any type of movement at her torso. I almost did a review on her, but no torso movement. That brings the fun factor way down, but she still looks nice though. Coming in at number 2, we have another figure I don't know much about, but I do love samurais and kimonos almost as much as I love ninjas. We have the Bro Toys Female Samurai, and if it wasn't for the mask and the hat, I may not have bought this figure. I mean, she does have some nice soft goods. Those are lovely, and she moves really good mostly. Let's not forget the good spread of options she comes with as far as weapons. But what it was for me, because I was expecting a lot, honestly. I was expecting to really like it, because I do have a couple other toys from Bro Toys, and they do pretty good. It was the body. The body is just way too short. I can't stand her ankles. They use double ball joints for that. I definitely wish that had more of a rocker to it. And then the face sculpt is just kind of soft. Like, for a samurai, it should be more intense. I find myself if using the word boring when I think about this figure, but you know what? After some careful consideration, I think what it is, if she was a couple centimeters taller, I might have loved this figure. In fact, she might have popped up on my top female figures of 2024. I don't know, man. It's the hype for me. Said he never. All right, y'all, this is it. We are down to the most disappointing female action figure of 2024. This figure I had super high hopes for. It took a long time to come out and it was expensive. And I'm gonna have to give it to none other than the punishing Gray Raven Blizzard figure from Snail Shell. So I'm gonna go in just a little bit on this figure. There are some points of her articulation that are just non-existent. No rotation at the ankles, no joint at the neck, and her head movement is just bad. For me, this is the most disappointing figure because I was really hoping that she was gonna be good. Her joints were gonna be awesome. Most of her accessories don't pour in as well as they should. I think this figure should have been in the oven just a little bit longer. Then it was the price that kind of had me bitter in the end. So that's why she's at the #1 spot for top most disappointing female action figure of 2024. All right, y'all, that's the list. If you disagree, thought some things should be swapped out, some things should be taken out, or some things should be added, feel free to drop your comment in the comment section below. Like the video if you want. If not, catch you on the next one. Peace.